Okay. It cut off on me before, so let me see if it's gonna cut off again. Okay. Hi, YouTube. This is an ATV 60 that I purchased from Power Sports Max. It is a beautiful machine to look at. This is one of those Chinese ATVs that relatively doesn't cost much, to own. Now I put the flag on in the mirror, so it doesn't come with that. But you know, it really is a pretty machine. It has all the good features. It has a big gas tank. I think this thing holds about 2 gallons. Nice fat seat, so you got plenty of cushion up under you. You got the park off lights, park lights, headlights, high beam, low beam, or kill switch, starter, and a choke. And on this side you got the front brakes. Well, the brakes are tied in together. Then you have the throttle, which you can adjust through to slow your speed down if you like. Let you see how it sounds. Let's crank her up and see if you like how it sounds. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Well, that's why I'm making this video. Like I said, I bought this thing from Power Sports Max January the 11th. And it was shipped to me. And by the time it got to me, it was January the 23rd. And I still had to rent a U-Haul trailer and drive 40 miles to pick it up. Which the brochures and the website says they'll ship it to your door. Well, it didn't make it to my door because I had to drive 40 miles to get it. When I first got it, the carburetor was leaking the very first day I put it together, which was January the 24th, because it was dark by the time I got home on the 23rd. So the 24th I put it together, poured gas in, went to crank it, the carburetor pouring gas out. I mean, as fast as I can pour it in, the carburetor's pouring it back out. So I call them up and they tell me, well, we'll send you a carburetor. Well, that process took probably about a month, because they sent me the wrong one. First, that took 2 weeks. And then in another 3 weeks, they finally sent the right one after me screaming and hollering via email, over the internet. They finally find the right one because I found it and told them where to find it. And then they finally sent it to me. Well, I rode it for about maybe, well, let's see. It had 5 hours on it. About maybe a day or so ago. So I rode it for about maybe 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. And it was knocking. And I called them and they said, well, just change the oil and check the valves. And I did that, and the valves were tight, and the oil, I changed it from 1040 to 2050 and back again, and it still kept knocking. So in the process of that, the rear brake caliper started leaking. So I reported that to them as well. Well, they told me, just go ahead, send it to me. Take the motor off and send it to us, and we'll fix it and send it back. As you can see, it has let's see how many hours is on this thing now. 6 hours. Well, in the process of me sending the motor to them, I sent the motor to them in March, the end of March, somewhere around the 27th, 28th. And they kept it up until I got it back. It was May the 30th that I got it back. When I got it back, it was missing 2 screws here, one here, and there is a pipe that comes off of the engine here that connects to this hose here. Well, that pipe was broke. So, and I have the piece in the house. Now, what they're probably going to do is try to build the shipping company, UPS, and say they damaged it in the process of shipping. But in the beginning of this video, you saw that I tried to crank it and it wouldn't crank because the starter clutch drive is gone. So somewhere in there where they went into this engine to call this fixing it, they damaged the starter clutch drive. Now, like I said, I bought this thing in January. It is now June 3rd to be exact. And they have drugged me along and drugged me along and drugged me along and drugged me along and drugged me along until the warranty ran out, first of all. And then, you know, they literally laugh at you. So, you know, just from experience, you know, I have other ATVs and stuff like that. And this company really, it's called Power Sports Max. So if you go on the internet trying to buy one of these things, I caution you to be very careful, because once they get your money, you won't get it back. And they'll laugh at you when you break down. So take that as a lesson from someone who learned the hard way, that these things may be pretty, but pretty doesn't do you any good sitting in your yard broke. And as you can see, it only has 5 hours on it. And I tell you, you're spending $1,700, $1,800, $2,000 to $2,500. It may be a better deal in the short run, but these things don't hold up. And the company you buy them from, they just want to get them out of their warehouse. So once you buy them, you're stuck with them. So buyer beware. Buyer be very aware that once you buy this, you kind of stuck. Because I'm stuck with a piece of metal here, and trying to do a lawsuit. It probably won't work because they're in California and I'm in Georgia. So I would have to go to California to file a lawsuit, which would probably cost me more money than it's worth. So I'm going to cut my losses and just try to patch it the best way I can to get it back running, and probably try to sell it and get it off my hands. But at the same time, buyer beware that these things they may look pretty, but they aren't worth the time or effort to purchase one. Because like I said, I bought this in January. It's now 6 months later, and I haven't ridden it but 5 months. Not even 5 months, 5 hours, I'm sorry. I haven't ridden it but 5 hours, and you know, and I'd hate to tell anybody, you know, the people that I've told, oh man, this is good. No, I'm sorry. I'd have to rescind that. I have to take that back. These are pieces of crap, and all you're gonna end up with is about 500 pounds of metal. So if I were you, metal and plastic rather, if I were you and you're looking for an ATV, I would probably try to find a used name brand Japanese bike that will hold up, because these won't. And the people that they have working on them apparently don't know how to work on them either, because they break more than they fix. Because like I said, when I sent it off in March, it was running. It just was not. It's just making a tapping noise. Well, I got it back now and it won't crank. And I just got it back the 30th, and that was 4 days ago. And I haven't ridden it yet because that thing is broke and it won't even crank. So I would be very careful about buying one of these things, and especially if you see a Power Sports Max, please run. Do not buy anything from them, because they got, one of the guys literally laughed at me when I called to complain or ask for parts. He told me that I had to purchase it out of my own pocket, that my warranty was over, and and like I said, they've had the thing since March and my warranty was still good. So I don't understand how my warranty wasn't good, because my warranty kept running at the same time that they had the vehicle. So if you see Power Sports Max run, do not buy anything from them, because once they get your money, they're gonna laugh at you. A guy named Franklin literally laughed at me and told me word for word, when I told him that I was gonna come out to California and file a suit, he told me, "Oh, come on, ain't nothing gonna happen." So they already know that once they get your money, they got you. So please take my advice and don't buy nothing from them, because you'll be stuck like I am with a big piece of metal that won't do anything. And again, like I said, I'm going to show you that this thing doesn't do nothing but sit here and spin. So the engine is not even turning. Now, I guess if I get my wife's ATV and pull it, I probably can start it like I did a couple of days ago when I put the engine on. I got it started, but it was making a loud noise because this pipe is not there, but it won't stay running once you start it anyway, so it's gonna shut off after about a couple of minutes. If you let it idle, it'll shut back off. So whatever they did to this engine made it worse than what it was. So if I were you guys, I would run away from Power Sports Max. Please, let's look at this whole video, and please do not purchase anything from them if you are in the market of an ATV, because the summer is started and I'm still sitting here begging and pleading for parts, and I'm literally having to buy the parts out of my own pocket and repair this thing to just enough so I can ride with my wife. Because as you can see, there's one right there that's covered up, and there's a dirt bike. Thank God I have a dirt bike that will run, that I can ride with her from time to time. But riding a dirt bike compared to riding a four-wheeler is totally different. Like I said, all they sell is bunches of crap. I bought 4 units from them. I was real stupid. I bought 4 units from them, and pretty much all of them have problems. This is a Coaster 125, which is very small, and it won't pull off. It goes very, very slow. And then I bought 2 of the 110s. Now that one, the blue 110 over there, it had only been ridden about once. it needs a CDI box, and I'm just frustrated, and I don't even want to even ask him for one. And this red one over here, my son rides it whenever he feels like it, and I don't know what's wrong with it because he has to touch the coil wires together to start it. So I'm just at the point where I don't care. But I'm kind of telling you, buyer beware, because these things are crap. I really, and I mean you no lie, they're crap, and you're not going to be satisfied. So again, the company that I bought this thing from is called Power Sports Max, and they got all this website about how they committed to service, and you know they got mechanics that 30 years of mechanic service and all of this stuff, and basically it's a bunch of lies. So if you know like I know, you will go to that website and it looks real pretty, because what they'll do is they'll give you places where you can comment on your purchases, and if you comment negatively, they won't post it, and they'll take the unit numbers and change them to where your comment doesn't even come up anyway. Because like on that coaster, I put a comment on there, negative comment, and it was, at the time, it was an X something 03. Well, the comment never made it, and now it's X something 19. Same unit, but they just changed the name so that they don't have to post your comment. So you're looking at the reviews, they only post the good reviews or the so-so reviews. The very bad reviews that they get, they do not post them. So please listen to what I'm telling you, and believe me when I tell you, this is not worth it. It's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the hassle. Thank you, YouTube.